Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
You see those big yellow plants, but in there's all these azaleas. Yeah. Those yellow ones have grown up, but they'll die later, and then it's protecting the azaleas.
Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
No,
Oh, that corner.
yeah, no, the whole side, there's about 20 azaleas there.
Oh, okay.
But you can't see them because those plants have taken over.
Yeah.
You know? And that's all right, because those plants will die, and the azaleas, but it's protecting them from the sun. Yeah. That was Galea. She made a book.
Hi guys, it's Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Today guys, I am doing a video about the exciting new Omega Speedmaster 321. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a JJ Ultra Reverso Grande date. Okay guys, let's talk about this amazing news. I've got to tell you, the new year has started flat. My paid reviews, things are fucking hard. I had phone problems. I'm changing over from Apple phone to an iPhone to a fucking Google Pixel. Things are hard. Money is shit at the moment. I thought we'd have a lot of boring hoo-ha in the new year, and then Swatch Group absolutely nails it. They nails it with this new Speedmaster 321. And I gotta tell you, I think this is amazing news. It is absolutely, positively amazing. Now, it's called the Ed White because Ed White was the first astronaut, I think in 1965, to actually do a spacewalk outside the safety of a module, lunar module. Well, not a lunar module. This is I'm getting myself deeper and deeper into the shit there. I know nothing about space travel. But look, the thing is this. The important thing is, all you need to know is Omega has relaunched the icon. Now, I gotta tell you, it's not so much a Speedmaster Pro, Speedmaster Professional, it's actually a pre-Moonwatch. They've gone for the second incarnation of the Speedmaster. It's very interesting. So this is the pre-Moon, and this is one without the crown guards. It's slightly smaller size. It's under 40 mil. 39.7 I think to be exact, and it uses a 19 mil bracelet. And Omega's they've done a lot of very cool things with this watch here. I've got to be totally honest with you. I think Swatch Group, when you look at a company that releases a product, you've got to be completely honest and say, fuck me dead, they have nailed it. Swatch Group has nailed it. What I mean by that is, you look at Richmond with Lange. They introduced the sports Lange, and they just it's a would-be if they could be. They tried to emulate a Lange version of a Jubilee bracelet. They went for a blue dial because blue dials are hot. Sports watch, steel sports. They kind of yeah. Whereas when you look at this Omega Swatch Group, what the fuck have they done? They're very clever guys. What they've gone out, what they have done, they've gone out and said, it looks like to me they hired Houdinki to pick the essential key ingredients. They've gone for a dot over 90, the bezel. Dot over 90 was what was very famous in the collector world that makes these early Omegas very valuable. They've also gone and said, right, we're going to go back to the older bracelet, older style bracelet. It's not actually the old bracelet, it's the older style bracelet. They've gone, okay, we're going to make it a 3-2-1. We're going to make many of the key design elements from the early watch. Now, the thing is there, I've got to be honest with you, they fucking nailed it, because for around, this watch here is about $14,000 US. In my country, I'm in Australia, it's $20,000. That's the sort of price you would pay for a reasonable vintage 3-2-1. Okay, that's I mean, obviously perfect box papers examples would go for more, but that's kind of the money. So they've kind of nailed it. They've nailed the pricing just right. They've also I've got to tell you, they've been very sensible. So what did they do? They've gone to some older key design elements. They've gone for the pre-moon watch. They have gone and they've got the 3-2-1 movement, beautifully done. Display back, which I think actually works. This all works. And they've kind of said, okay, what's the most amount of money we can get for this fucking thing? The punters want steel. Omega tested the water, obviously, with the Platinum 3-2-1, which, whilst that was a great watch, the price point, sort of, many of the Omega collectors were saying, oh, wait for it to come in, it'll come in steel. Oh, we'd love it in steel. We would love it in steel. They didn't think it would come in steel. We would love it in steel. And now that they've done it, it's a game changer. This is the most exciting thing to happen in the watch industry in many, since Basil, put it that way, since Basil. Well, actually, since the launch of the Lange sports watch. Okay, there we go. What do I think? I think it's fantastic. I think it is an amazing watch. The 3-2-1 is highly regarded. That's a column wheel chronograph, which column wheel is what? Patek uses column wheels, okay? That's all you need to know. Patek uses column wheel. I don't know if it has a vertical clutch. I'm not 100% sure on that there. But okay. So what do I think? What do I think myself there? Well, I think it's pretty damn good. I think it's excellent news. I think Swatch Group has said, what's the maximum price we could get for this fucking thing? And that's what they've done. They've kind of said, okay, good second-hand 3-2-1s are selling for $14.15. Let's just put it under there and clean up the market. And a lot of people would say, well, wouldn't you buy a vintage one instead of buying a modern one? Which is a fair criticism. However, I've got to tell you this now. It's like owning a vintage car. Okay, it's like owning a vintage car. Now, I've owned a few. Well, I didn't actually own them. I've looked after a few. We had that Mercedes-Benz 1965 230 SL. Looked beautiful. I had the 5107 Patek at the time. Very hard to live with. Every time you drove it, you got to be so careful. It'll break. No ABS, no aircon. It had power steering, but it wasn't great power steering. It had disc at the front, drums at the back. You had to plan your stops, you know. Yeah. There's something about vintage. Whereas you jump in a modern SL. I jumped in a friend's SL 350. This was the guy in Melbourne who bought he had the Lamborghini, that guy there. He bought my annual, which I bought back. He had an SL 350. And it was just modern with schmicko. Safety, power. It had, okay, it may not have been as sexy. Okay, I agree. It was nowhere near as sexy as a Pagoda Mercedes. But it fucking worked. Yes. And that's the same thing with the recent Breitling. Actually, that's the other thing that was interesting. Breitling relaunched the vintagey Breitling. Yeah, that was an exciting thing. Now, the thing is, the Breitling they relaunched, it fucking works! Whereas the vintage pieces are fucking delicate. So, sometimes buying the modern has a lot of benefits. It's also got better seals, better protection, better fucking everything else. That's not to say the vintage pieces is terrible. Vintage pieces highly desired, highly, and will retain its value, but hard to live with, hard to live with. So I've got to tell you, honestly, what's my opinion on this new watch? I think Omega has nailed it. I think they've absolutely, positively nailed it. Absolutely nailed this fucker. They have nailed it. And I've got to be totally honest with you. I think it's perfect. There, I was looking at another review on YouTube. I'll put the review in the, I don't know which corner. There's a little question mark. Click on that. I'll put some other videos there. There's an Aussie guy, what's his name? Uptick Watches, I think he's called, whatever. He was saying he loves the new Omega, but he's disappointed that they didn't do the Omega Speedmaster Professional with the 321 movement. And I disagree. I disagree. I think this, it's kind of like it's a first Omega in space. I think this is the true Omega. This is it. This is exactly what I would want. If Omega Swatch Group came to me and said, Archie, tell me what we got to do, I would have said, Steele, get the first Omega in space, use that case, older bracelet style, the 3-link instead of the 5-link, and I would have said display back to show off that thing you're paying the big money for, the 321. Let people see the movement. I think they've absolutely nailed it. He said he was disappointed that they didn't do it with the Speedmaster Professional. I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand what he's saying, and I get it. I do get it, but I think this is better. I think this is the model. This is it. This is the model. So I got to be totally honest with you. I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's fucking amazing. Would I buy one? Would I buy one? Well, okay, that's a fair question. Would I buy one? No, I would not. Okay. Okay, I would not buy one, okay? The reason being, let me tell you, for 20, so that new Omega is 20,000 Australian dollars. Well, let me show you what it's just under 14 US. Let me show you what I bought for 13,500 US dollars on the secondary market. 5196 fuckers. That's what I paid, just under 14,000 for an Omega. No, this is a Patek. 5196. Now, okay, it's a different genre. That's a sports. This is a dress. But they're both legendary icons. Okay, so that's I wouldn't swap this for an Omega. I'm sorry, even with a fucking 321 movement in it. Okay, no deal, fuckers, no deal. Okay, so the next question is there, on the secondary market, for not much more money you could get one of these, an automatic Patek. Yeah, now, okay, so let's bring it back and say, well, okay, Archie, that's different genres. Dress watches are soft, sports are high. What about in sports watches? Well, let me just tell you this. A good friend of mine, he had the Vacheron, Series 2 Vacheron, on the pre-owned market. You know what he paid for that watch? He paid $14 or $15,000 Australian. That's about not much more than 10,000 US dollars. 10,000. So that is what I would buy on the pre-owned. I'd get a fucking VC. I'd get a Vacheron overseas chronograph with it had the date change at 12. That's the Series 2. I'd buy that. That'd be a fuck off high-end chronograph. That's a lot more high-end than a than the Omega. And even in Omega's own camp, I got to be completely honest with you, completely honest. I think I would prefer to have a Breguet Type 20. A Breguet Type 20. Okay, it's not a column wheel chronograph, it's a cams chronograph, but it's a flyback chronograph. It's a much nicer execution, in my opinion. That's what I would rather buy, and I could buy that for about 5,000 or 6,000 for a minter on the pre-owned market. So I would, okay, Archie, you're not being fair. You're not being fair. You're not being fair. You're being very difficult. So okay, let's have a look then. Let's say Omegas. If I had 14,000 US dollars to spend on Omega, what would I buy? Let me tell you what I'd buy. I'd either go grey market, Joma Shop, or pre-owned. I would go one. I'd get a 1861 with the big fuck off box. That'll set me back. I could get one of those for, let's just say, 4,000 US. Okay, I've got 10 left. I would buy an Omega Speedmaster Mark II. That's the reissue with the, guess what, coaxial column wheel movement. That'll be another 4, so that's 8. Okay, what else would I buy? I would then buy a first Omega in space. That's right. That's the smaller cased version with the 1861 movement in it. So that would be a, that's another 4,000. So we've spent 12,000 US dollars. Okay. 12,000 US dollars for 3. What else would I buy? Would I get one more? I would possibly get, maybe throw in a reduced, throw in a reduced at 2. 14,000 for 4 Omegas. 4 Omegas, man. That would be tugging at my heartstring. I would build a Omega collection for 14,000. You'd have 4 key Omega pieces. I think that's a better way to go, man. 4 Omegas. I mean, those. That's a beautiful Omega collection. I reckon that's a better use of funds, okay? Better use of funds. And let's not forget, the reason Omega went from the 321 to the 861 movement was that the column wheel chronograph was problematic. It was expensive to make and problematic. Hence, they went to the 861, and it's just that the watch connecting community, the whizzes out there are all fucking nuts. They're all nuts. Now, I get it. I'm as lunatic as they come. I am lunatic as they come. I was recently banned on Purist Pro for controversial postings. Yes, I've been banned from yet another forum. So I am the typical lunatic wheeze. That's correct. There was also an article on VinWiki where this crazy guy cannot buy Corvettes in America. The sellers are cunts and the buyers are cunts. And I'll put a link to that as well in this video here. I gotta be totally honest with you. I think this is a great Omega. I'm really proud that they've released the 321. This is a game changer. I think it's very good. It's come out. It's going to be. I'm very impressed. I mean, if someone gave me one, of course I'd love one. Would I use my own money? Probably not. Probably not. It's Patek and pussy, fuckers. Well, I'm wearing a JJ LeCoultre, but you know, I love my Pateks and pussies. Now, I gotta tell you honestly, think it's a great thing. I think they picked the right model. Personally, I think they did a great job. I'd like to see them roll it out next speed. Well, obviously, if sales are good, of course Omega will do that. They've always done that. That's the way Swatch Group operates. They're a business, fuckers. The next question is, The next question is, do I think it's going to go for a premium? What's going to happen? Well, of course it will. The most important thing is that it's not so much that this watch is a game changer. It's going to bring back interest into something that's not a fucking Rolex. Something that's not a fucking Rolex. If we can get back to non-Rolex, the Rolex has really been overdone. It's overdone, man. It's like fake tits and shave schmoo. Yeah, I get that genre, but I'd like a bit of 70s bush. I want a bit of 70s bush. And that's what this Omega does. It brings the eye off big tits and shave schmoo. It brings it onto something else. So in that regards, I'm very, very proud of what Omega's done. I think it's very important. There's a lot of great Omegas. I love Omega, and I gotta tell you, I don't know if it'll resurge Omegas, but it can't hurt because I'm fucking sick of Rolex. I'm fucking sick of Rolex. So I'm very pleased. I think it's very good for the community. It's very good. I think I don't blame them for pricing it as they have. I don't blame them. I can't fucking blame them. I can't fault them. I'd do the fucking same thing if I was Swatch Crew. I wouldn't get one, but I'm a cunt. I'm a fucking cunt. I want pre-owned bargains. You know, I'm Paddock and pussy. Preferably with a bit of 70s bush in there as well. Yeah, so I'm happy it's happened. I'm sick of making Rolex videos. I'm glad we can talk about something else besides fucking Rolex. So I'm very happy. Would I buy an Omega? I love the brand. I gotta be honest with you. You know, what I really miss from all this shit going on is the Zenith El Primero Chronomeister I had. That was a fucking column wheel. First automatic. I mean, that's a legendary watch. It makes me horn for that. That's what I'm feeling really horn for, is that Zenith I had. I sold it, I know. I sold it because I needed the fucking money. I needed Paddock and pussy. I mean, that's the meaning of life, fuckers. That is the meaning of life. So, yeah, I'm actually happy. I'm happy, okay? I'm very happy. So, guys, that's the way it goes. Tell me what you think. What do you think of the new Omega 321? Is it groundbreaking? Do you love it? Is it every fucking thing you wanted? I'm very, very happy it's come out. I think even though it's expensive, I don't blame them. It's a game changer. Anything to get the focus off fucking Rolex. I'm fucking sick of Rolex. This is very exciting news. I'm chuffed to bits. I am chuffed to bits. Okay, guys, that's today's vid. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, put some nasty comments down below. And don't be afraid to get a paid review done. I am doing very bad financially at the moment. I've had my iPhone, I've been transferring to a Google Pixel. I've been spending a fucking week transferring shit. I'm only halfway through it. It's a disaster. I need some money now. If you want to do a paid review, it would really help me. I know there's a little bit of a backlog, but come on, just pay me, and I'll get it done within 2 weeks. I'm Paul Pluto. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. David SW. Who does ArchieLuxury recommend is the greatest grey market dealer in America? There's only one choice. David SW. That's right, guys. I've got to tell you the honest truth. I have for a long time been looking for the perfect answer. Who do I recommend people go to see? Who do I recommend that people can go and buy watches? And I've got to be honest with you. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet is David SW. David SW. David SW. DavidSW.com. That's right, guys. I have been looking for a contact who I can very nicely refer people to. I am not in the selling business. Customer service, I'm too old to sell watches. I'm too old. I like to recommend my viewers to a reliable source. In Australia, I've got some great sources. There's Sydney Watch Exchange with Cove, Ronnie at Vintage Watch Co, Shani at European Watch Gallery. And in America, who is the best source for pre-owned Rolex? For all the hot models, there's only one person I would recommend, David SW. David SW, David SW. That is the premier source for pre-owned Rolex. I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Guys, if you are looking for a hot Rolex model, there is only one place you can go to. David SW. David SW. David SW. Let's be honest, guys. There's no point schmoozing the dealers, the ADs. They're just a waste of time. Unless you're going to buy 20 pieces, you are wasting your time. What you're better off to do is pay the market premium and go to a good pre-owned dealer. Who do I recommend? David SW. David SW. David SW. That's correct, guys. I want to tell you this now. I 100% stand behind David SW. David SW, the greatest pre-owned dealer in the entire United States of America. That's right. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, for Patek Philippe, for Audemars Piguet, David SW. He even does things like FP Journe. David SW, David SW, David SW. That's right. If you want to buy a pre-owned Rolex, a Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's only one good source I would recommend. David SW. David SW. David SW. I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and I'm proud to recommend David SW. See you later. Thank you for watching this channel.
at all.